So I think that's the only achievement I have had so far in my life. Because it always depends on the situation which you are in. Like I am having the best of the team in my life. I never had these kind of people around me. So I couldn't think that what I can think I can implement that. So I was always, in the lurch where I was doing things you are seeing, they are the leaders in themselves. And, we try to outdo each other. So that kind of, and within the organization we are inculcating a competition sort of thing. And we have to compete. I have to compete against him. He has to compete against me. And I will not say competition is unhealthy or healthy. Somebody asked me, whichever angle you look at it.
But is there some kind of I don't know a better terminology, like a fear factor inside the organization that, okay, he might be cannibalizing my success. So should I share information with him? Is that going to be a problem?
No. See, these are very small issues. When leaders are good, they share their own thought process and, they take people along. These things don't matter. It percolates from the leader itself. Like Naresh said that if I am standing in the heat, leadership is more of a role model nowadays. I will add on that, from Naresh, that leadership is more of a role model nowadays. Because, if you are a role model, people will always follow you. So, you don't have to tell people that you do this. If I am doing the same thing with the guys, they will not take me as a leader. So there is no point, from there onwards I am out, I'm out from that category. So if you are a leader today, so you have to be a role model. And if you are a role model, you don't have to tell people that you do this. Right? People will start following you. And rest of the people, average people are always there.
Sure.
So in the organization, you can't say that everybody will outperform or excellent. So.
Yeah. Hello. Okay. So there are few challenges in this organization. Though surviving in this volatile environment itself is a challenge. But once we talk about the people and once we talk about the team, so there are few challenges. Number one, first challenge is to acquire good talent. It's the biggest challenge nowadays because it's the people who execute all the plans. We can dream any kind of business, but ultimately if people are not there, teams are not there, and their team directions are not channelized through the systematic working, these are they're not able to get success.
Sure.
So getting good people into this organization is a challenge. Another one is how to retain people. See, there are two types of motivation. One is intrinsic motivation, another is extrinsic motivation.
Sure.
So at times people are good here, but ultimately if people are not properly integrated to the business, their potential cannot be used for the company. So one challenge is how to integrate people with the business vision. That is very, very important, and it starts from the defining the role. So we have to tell people what is your role. Then what your role should be in the tune of the business vision. Then we should set some their monitoring criteria for assessing whether they are doing well or not. So and later on the awarding good people comes into the picture. So if you are awarding people, rewarding people properly, you are recognizing their efforts, their talent well, then people will definitely be staying with you. So in this area, in NCR area, the normal attrition rate is 30-35%, and we also have this much attrition rate. But over the period, since this team has joined and we are started working, we are going with people, we are meeting with people, we are discussing their problems at length, and people have started coming up with their problems. And this problem has gone down drastically. Now we have very, very minimal attrition rate, and it's equivalent to the benchmark. Third one is human beings are full of talent, and this human brain is like a parachute. Once the parachute is open, then it starts working. Right? So we have to harvest the talent through involving them into the various activities. Like in shop floor, my colleague Mr. Kaushik has shared that we try to involve people in each and every activity. So on shop floor, we have got so many involvement activities where people are overwhelmingly participating in the activities, and their talent is coming up. So it gives a sense of satisfaction in the people.
Mr. Kaushik mentioned one very important factor. The growth rate, the pace at which SuCam is growing, could itself be a challenge for some of the people.
Correct.
So how do you overcome that, and what do you tell such people? From a HR standpoint, what do you say to those people when they come and say, I'm not able to cope up with it, what do I do? So he's almost in a state of helplessness, but there's an earnest desire in him to contribute to the organization.
Correct.
So what do you...
So in that case, we try to find out what are the lacking areas, what are the weaknesses. If the weaknesses can be addressed by the training and development activities, by role, changing a role, by job rotation or changing the department itself, then we can do it. And if it is not at all, then we try to cater that person in different direction. We will assign him slightly change roles where he can fit into. We will definitely ask him what the role you will be the best fit. And we try to accommodate him in that role.
Sir, at a personal level, since the time you joined, is there anything in particular that you feel you've imbibed from the organization, which you have been able to learn or take from the organization and pass across to the people, something that you did not know that you yourself had? Any quality in that?
See, in this company, there is one point fundamental, that everything is possible. Even impossible itself tells us I am possible. So that is the biggest fundamental here. And we start working on this fundamental that everything is possible. You can have anything out of a person if he definitely is having desire to do it.
And can you give an example of one person who you have motivated, if you can think of any person in particular?
So many examples. When I joined this company, there was a huge attrition rate. By talking with people, then the rate came down. People were, the roles were not defined. So we sat together. We discussed their roles. We aligned these roles with the business vision, and we started monitoring them. Then definitely things started getting clear.
If I can ask you here itself, can you give one, like you said that here impossible and possible is there. Can you define that any of your experiences here, that where you can say this, because the word you have used is very high, the impossible to possible. So can you define it? I mean, it's a very big statement.
Correct.
So if you can define that little further, because this is a very big statement you have given.
In day-to-day working, it is happening.
But when you say, you have been working in previous organizations also. So you say here I feel that it's impossible and possible. So boundaries have increased. Can you define what boundaries is your example, that the boundaries here there are no boundaries where previously there were boundaries or something like that? From the leadership point of view or from any point of view, which you feel that,
So the biggest force is our leader actually. We get all the forces from the leader.
No, that's fine. I mean, you have to define when you are saying that impossible to possible. It's a big. What do you say, Mr. Kaushik?
I will give an example. I will just substantiate what Mr. Agrawal said.